everybody, welcome back to day 23 of the art unit. So today, what we are doing is we're doing what is a perfect background and the meaning of colors. And today we are also going to cover day 24 today so that we can use tomorrow for the quiz. So yes, you have a quiz tomorrow. It's going to cover like what we've been doing with character development, and background. So all the stuff we've been covering in the unit. You'll have a quiz tomorrow. I'm not too sure what the quiz will be in. Most likely PowerPoint, but I'm not too sure. So before we dive in, make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video from me. All right, let's dive in here. Before we dive in, a couple announcements. Quiz 1 is tomorrow. So it will ask you about like what we have done in our unit. Okay, that's what quizzes will ask you about. And it'll be either be a PowerPoint or a Canvas. I'm not too sure quite yet. Test is on the 1st of April, or April. So that's next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday. And then Canvas course in progress. All I have to do is publish it. The button to publish it, I don't know. There's also an extra step to publish it. I'm not too sure how to do that quite yet. It also said my administration had to let me publish it. I'm not too sure why, and hoping I can get around that. If not, if I can't get that all by tomorrow, then the quiz will be in PowerPoint for sure. If I can get it all set up, then the test will be for those participating in the part. Those are all the announcements I have. Let's dive in with our first discussion question. So, what is a perfect background? Okay, what do you guys think a perfect background even is? So take 30 seconds to think yourself. So to yourself, what is a perfect background in art? So let's take a good 30 seconds to discuss to ourselves what is a perfect background, and we'll get back with each other once those 30 seconds are up. Of course, feel free to fast forward in the video. That's fine with me. So your 30 seconds are starting now. All right, those 30 seconds are up. Let's discuss. So, a perfect background. What do you guys come up with? Okay, comment down below what you guys came up with. Okay, so let's discuss together what we think a perfect background is. So, a perfect background needs to set the tone, give context, convey a mood, etc. So, needs to have a purpose to it, like what is this background showing? Needs to set a tone, a mood, and obviously context. What is this? What is this background conveying? What message? So our activity for this, and this is covering tomorrow, is I have 10 different pages from our book that we are going to analyze. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the document camera set up so we can analyze these different backgrounds. And as we're analyzing, think to yourself, what is this? What is it conveying? What's the mood? All of that, think to yourself, what is the purpose of this background right here? So as I get this set up, that's what you guys need to think to yourself. So today you'll need your notes for later on, your pen, and your book for today. That's all. Now, I'm going to give you guys So we're going to analyze 10 pages. I did not put them in order, but I wrote them down. First one is this page right here. What is going on in this image right here? Okay, we can see that the whole town is, or the city is flooded. Okay. What do we notice about the background? What color is the background? It's gray. That's right. So gray as what is going on here. We see some flooding, we see a lot of water, and we see, Anne's family trying to hold on to trees. Anne's trying to grab on to her sister. Her other family members are on some objects. So this is very sad. Probably a storm came in and flooded the whole town. So obviously we see a gray background here. So it's trying to convey to us that this is sad. Obviously, this is not a great moment in this book. So we obviously get a sad background here. Next background we're going to take a look at this background right here on page 32. So it's this one right here. So we're going to focus on this one and this one on this page. So I'm going to give you guys a second. What is this? What is happening here? But what is happening in this scene right here? We can see some sort of wedding going on, or it's like they're getting taken away in a carriage, or what is that called? A carriage. So, what is the background here? We can see a nice, clear blue sky. So we can obviously tell it's a happy moment right here. So we get a clear background, meaning it's kind of neutral, it's kind of calm. As we scroll down in this background right here, we can see that there are tons of these soldiers in the background. There's also some red. There's some black, some gray, with Anne sleeping. So these might be her dreams, trying to convey to us that her dreams are kind of corrupt right now, based off the situation happening right now. And also it says, at night, the bad thoughts creep into my mind. So this is Anne's mind right now, her dreams. This is what's happening in her dreams right now. And the background is kind of conveying to us. Maybe fear is going on in the body right now. 33. So right here, I don't care if mother dies, and they sing in some sort of, I don't know if it's Arabic or some sort of language in the Middle East. But they are singing in that language, and it looks like their mother died. So, this is almost a perfect background here, as the sky, it's turning dark, okay? We can give the background that credit, but we can still see some blue sky. Obviously, the background is not going to be immediately gray, as the last one we took a look at on the flooding one. It's starting to turn sad. So we know that this is trying to convey sadness, not a great moment in this scene as someone died. Another great way we can tell it's sad is the trees are dripping down. They're starting to die. Okay, so we can obviously know, oh, in this scene, it's not a great moment right here. Going back into the book, I'm gonna let you guys think about this. This is a pretty easy one. Take a second to ask yourself, what is this? What's the mood and what it's conveying? All right, that was about 30 seconds for if. What is this? Okay, we can see Anne is having a birthday party Friday, June 12th, Saturday, June 20th, 1942. Anne is having her birthday party. I'm not sure what age she's turning, but obviously we get a clear sky, almost clear, with clouds. Okay, we can see 4 clouds here. Okay, that's fine. We get clouds. Not totally bad. But the background here is kind of calm. Okay, there's not much going on. It's a birthday party. It's calm, so it's conveying to us that it's Anne's birthday party. It's a happy moment, and the mood is happy. Take a look at this bottom one right this one. With the text saying coming soon starvation. We can obviously tell starvation is coming soon. Now, what we can see here is 8 of Anne's family members here, all sitting around at the dinner table. Okay. And we can see in the view is a very, very dark, sad background with, we can see a Greek or Roman god, some sort of god, on a horse carrying sun. What could that represent here in this context of coming soon starvation? We can obviously see the message here is what's coming soon, which is starvation. Obviously, in their situation right now with the Nazis and Hitler and what he's doing, they do starve here as they run out of food. Eventually, you will run out of food, even if you stock up, you still run out of food. So a lot of people died here due to starvation. The rest got bound by the Nazis. Like I said earlier on in the unit, Anne's dad did not get caught with them, but so the whole family got caught of what I know of. They got caught in their hiding spot in their attic. Anne's father Otto did not, because he was like hiding somewhere secretly in the attic and they were like behind a bookshelf. But he then later died to some disease. And you can comment down below if I'm wrong. But a lot of people did starve to death as they were in the ghettos and in the concentration camp where they were living. So that is that. So it is conveying to us what is soon to happen. And I guess why we get this dark background is because, well, you can see here, I think this is a photo, but I'm not too sure. Look at how his body is right now. His face is kind of dripping a little bit. His body is kind of deformed. Look at this guy at the end of the table. Look at Anne. So looks like it's conveying that they're soon going to be in this problem of starvation, and that's their current issue or state right now. And the mood obviously looks sad with the background here and with the god on the horse with the scythe. Comment down below what you think this thing represents. All right, that was a long analysis. Let's move on. I also want you guys to take a look at and discuss to yourself this background right here in the very corner. Kind of small. That's what I could do. This background right there, which says they will learn of frightened woman who had to run during air raids. So, what is it? What is it conveying? And what's the mood? Let me give you guys a couple seconds. All right. So, what is this? Obviously, from the text, but in this part of the unit, we're not really focusing on text, right now, but we can. They will learn of frightened women who had to run during air raid. So we can tell this is an air raid. So first of all, give some sort of context here on what sort of an air raid is. An air raid is basically it's a bomb dropped on a house. Okay. So comment down below if I'm also wrong on this. In the movie, it's called like Anne Frank on Netflix. Pretty good. They had some air raids on some Jews' houses. I'm not too sure if the air raid was part of the war or if they were dropping bombs on Jews' houses. But an air raid is basically for a reason, obviously, I think because they were dropping it on innocent people's houses to destroy them as part of the Nazis' goals. So an air raid, if you want to put that into definition, it's a bomb dropped. That's what it is from the sky. Dropped onto these houses. Later, into the book, it's then dropped on, some buildings. They will learn how buildings can tremble when 350 British planes drop 550 tons of bombs of death. So it is part of the war right here, and we're also dropping bombs on people's houses. So what is it conveying? I would say fear. Okay, obviously, orange here does not or really show fear. So but it's showing like all the fires from the bombs being dropped. And we're seeing some people in the background running, but we can see a woman up front here. Comment down below which ground that is. That's for your quiz. Running with her child. So the mood, terrified, what is it conveying? Fear. They're running away from the air raid because they don't want to be dropped with bombs. They're terrified. In this background right here, what is it? Which is basically what is happening, what's it conveying, and what's the mood. Alright, a few more seconds to wrap that up. Alright, so what is this? So we can see here by text, it says, and now it's a BBA, which is brown beans April. Beans in my body, in my mind, in my soul. Imagine the entire world fueled by beans. So we can see text here saying, bird, whoosh, lords, bird, what, bird, pook. Those are sounds, basically. And we can see people plugging their noses. And we can see it looks to be, since it's brown, being blue. So now what is it conveying? Which conveying means basically what's the message here? That it stinks now. Everyone's plugging their nose, they're trying to get out of here. This whole environment stinks. They can't be here anymore. And the mood disgusted, I would say. As all the beings and the smell going up in the air, clogging up the sky. They're obviously disgusted. They want to get out of there. Next up, go way back in the beginning of the book. To look at this background right here with the text that says, we all know what a call up from the Nazi SS meant, which the SS was kind of like, it was their police. I forgot what it currently meant. But it says, but I also knew father would never let it happen. So, oh yeah, it kind of has a weird name to it. Schutzstaffel. Um, which was basically like what they were called. It said organization under Hitler. It was basically their secret police, their police organization, what they had in the Nazis. So that's basically what the SS is. Think about it. So their organization. So this conveying, first of all, what is this? We can see Margaret on a train, going somewhere. I'm not too sure where. I'm also not too sure why there are goats there. So that's that. But the text can kind of help us here. We all know what a call up from the Nazi SS meant, but I also knew father would never let it happen. Never let what happen? Never let this happen. Margaret being taken away. So what's this conveying? As we can see, face expressions. Margaret's scared. There's obviously fear. She's being taken away. Now I don't know if this is in Margaret's mind or if this is real. Probably in her mind. Probably. Of fear being taken away in her mind. Because we can see in the next page that she was right there in the annex. Totally fine. So what's the mood here? Being taken away in the train. We can see some black, red, gray. So obviously the mood is here. All right, we have two more, and they're right next to each other. So thanks for following along here. I know this video might be like 20 minutes long, but we're gonna get through it as we have another part to this. All right, page 46. And it's this background all the way on the bottom of the page. And if you can't see the text, that's in the evenings when it's dark, I often see long lines of good, innocent people accompanied by caring or crying children, walking on and on until they nearly drop. No one is spared. The sick, the elderly, the children. Oh my God, the sick, the elderly, children, baby, all are marched to their death. So Hitler here, and slash the Nazis, basically made all these groups of people. The sick, which basically get sick from diseases. Obviously, if you have this crowd of people, and they also end up staying in the concentration camps and in these ghettos all together. Obviously, if you have that many people, they are going to get sick in a short amount of time. The elderly, okay, you are going to get old. If you are living in this ghetto for long amounts of periods of time. Children, babies are all marched through their death. So Hitler and the Nazis make them walk. To where? I don't know. I am actually not sure where they walk to. I know they do walk to showers. Shower. But I'm not too sure where else. So by showers, basically what they would tell you is, oh, you're taking a shower. But really, they separate women from men, basically. And if I'm wrong on any of this, comment down below. And they put him all in this one group, and they tell him you're gonna take a shower. Why did they tell him that? So they don't be afraid. Okay, they put him all there. And when I was at the Holocaust Museum, I saw like a diagram of that, how many people they would cram in that group, and it's dark. It's pitch dark, no light. And they tell people that so they're not afraid. But really, what's happening is they're being poisoned with gas. Okay, that gas comes on them, it like shuts down their system, and they die. So they tell them it's a shower, but really it's poisonous gas. And then after that, they put their bodies in the oven, they cook them, and they burn them, and they stack them in piles. It's really, really sad. What happened here. So that's kind of what this is. What it's conveying, sadness, definitely, cruelty. And then what's the mood? Like I said, sadness, depression. And then lastly here on the same page, no, I'm having way too much fun with the background. We need to move on to colors. I'm not gonna read of the paragraph. But some text I do want to focus on is no matter what I'm doing, I can't help thinking about those who are gone. I catch myself laughing and remembering that it's a disgrace to be so cheerful, but I'm supposed to spend the whole day crying? No, I can't do that. This balloon will pass. Added to this misery, there's another, but of a more personal nature, and it pales in comparison to the suffering I've just told you about. So you can read all that. It's page 47. And we can see Anne here kind of dropping to the ground. She's falling into an abyss. So the abyss here is gray, and we can see shade right here, light to dark shade. So it's gray here, but as we go further down into the abyss, it's black. So what is this? It's Anne falling down to an abyss. It's probably conveying some sort of sadness, not sadness, but a loss of hope. Giving up, and then the mood is hopelessness. Okay, she's basically probably given up at this point, due to what's been happening, and it's really, really sad that they had to go through that. And it all happened in the 1940s, like 1940, 1945, I think. It happened for a few years. It's all really sad, but it's, it didn't all have to happen. Germany was a democracy, all before that, before Hitler came into power, so really, really sad. So now we're going to move on to the meaning of color. So what you'll need here is, well, first, you'll need your notes, okay? And it's going to tell you that in a second. You'll need your notes and a pen here. So, right now, there are a lot of colors in the world. As your warm-up, I want you to think of any random color. It could be pink, brown, peach, red, gold, etc. Comment below. You have 30 seconds to think of one random color. Once you've thought of that color, think of more. Okay, I want you to think of at least 5 different colors. And you can comment with one of those colors down. Starting right now. Alrighty. Now, how many colors are there? So, think in the world, like in general. How many colors are there? Take 30 seconds to think about it and comment your answer below, starting right now. Alrighty. So comment your answer below. Now, let's discuss. So, there are 10 to 100 million colors. You can look that up. So that is a lot to cover for this unit. So this part of the unit. So instead, we're going to focus on 7 main colors for this unit. You guys want to guess which? The rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. All right, so take out your notes now and put these in your notes. So put it in this format. So we're gonna do this really, really quick. I'm gonna put it here. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Now, even though some of these colors might not be in the Anne Frank book and others are, it's a good idea to just limit how many colors we practice to 7. Even if they're not in the book, these are main colors, and we have some primary colors in here, red and yellow. So it's really good to practice these either way. If they're in the book or not, it's good practice. Alrighty. So as I'm going over the colors, write 2 words that I show for each color in your notes. As long as you have 2 or 3 words, you're fine. And I apologize if this video seems long. I know it is because we're covering a lot of stuff today. All right. So what does red mean in fact? In many cases, red can be used to represent love, romance, but often other times, as we see in our book, and it does show this in book as we covered it with Margaret on the train, it represents danger and aggression. So for here, I would probably write down love and danger. All right, orange. In background, what does orange mean? Energy, warmth, creativity, and emotional intensity, while also evoking spiritually transformation or seasonal change. So I know none of that would make sense. Orange is kind of a complicated color for background. We probably will not be using orange. But again, like I said, it's color of the rainbow. So for here, I would put energy slash wood. I'm okay with that. You can pause the video if you need to. If I'm going too fast, let me know. All right, what does yellow mean? Or, okay, I don't know why I put it like that, but so it represents joy and warmth to caution and optimism. So it is often used to convey happiness, energy, and creativity, but can also symbolize caution, danger, and even in certain form. Certain. So I'm gonna put happiness, joy, danger. The parentheses, some context. All right, green. What does green mean in the background? So green in the background can represent nature, growth, calmness, or light. Again, we probably won't be using green at all in the project. But for green, we can put, I'm gonna put nature and calmness. Alrighty, blue in background. What does blue mean? Blue in the background can represent calmness, sadness, peace, or trust. So in my notes, we probably won't be using blue that often, but maybe in the project, I'm not too sure. As I need to get the project all together soon with the text and the quiz. So I'm gonna put calmness and sadness. So I'm putting sadness slash calmness for this one. Lastly, what does purple mean? Purple in the background can represent loyalty, or sorry, royalty, creativity, mystery, or imagination. So again, we probably won't be using any purple for our project. So, for purple, you can put, I'm gonna put mystery slash creativity. Alright, so let's go over our notes. So let's see if all of our notes are in order. Again, like I said, a couple words to describe each color is fine as long as you got 2 to 3 words to describe each 7 colors. You're fine. So your notes, if you've been following along, should look like this. I got label it color meaning notes, and then I got what each color mean. Okay, that's the notes we're doing today. That is it for today. That's it for the PowerPoint. So we're gonna wrap up this PowerPoint. So look up at me because this is it for the PowerPoint. That's it for today. So I'm gonna tell you guys more about tomorrow's quiz. So you can take a second to put your notes and your pen away, as I'm going to do right now, and I'll tell you all what the quiz might look like. All right, so if you're still doing that, no worries. Why do I have quizzes in my art units? Even if it's an art unit, why do I have quizzes? Why do I have tests? It's because to test your knowledge on what we've been covering in our unit. So it's a very short couple questions quiz. For the test, it's more questions, but it's same content within the unit. So quiz tomorrow will likely cover what we've been doing with the character and background, midground, and foreground. Okay, definitions for that. Don't cheat, just study for it. It's tomorrow, so you have time to study. Most likely will be a PowerPoint quiz for tomorrow until I can get Canvas all set up. We will definitely be using Canvas for our next units, which will be very exciting. I haven't decided that will be or what the unit will be. Probably a shorter unit. I'm not too sure, or longer. I don't know quite yet. It's also hard to plan longer unit. And then tests will most likely cover more things like the character background, and it will cover what we've done in the final project, which I still gotta get set up. So yeah, that is it for today. So tomorrow is our quiz, and it's going to wrap it up for today. And make sure y'all study. That will be important.